What happens when you let enfant terrible, now just terrible, Daniel Nardicio off his leash to say and do whatever he wants? The man who has offended everyone is back.
Along with my brother from another mother, Adam Klesch, we're back with our latest creation, Trigger Warning, a podcast that is not for the faint of heart.
Prepare to be offended, enlightened, and highly entertained.
Trigger Warning is not a safe space podcast, but answers the questions no one wants to ask. Served steep in vodka and a dash of bitter.
Each week, we'll bring you the highest and lowest in NYC nightlife.
So buckle up. You've been warned. Jews shouldn't be allowed in the church.
I just want to get a handle. Oh, yeah, there we are. I was like, your voice
you
is
sound
so
really
amazing.
good. Doesn't that
You
sound
kind of have to
good?
get right up on the mic, right?
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's so good, man. I love my voice. Do you like your voice, Adam?
I love my voice.
Yeah, you're like, it's a little raspy now. It sounds like a garbage disposal.
Well, I was out doing the dishes all night last
You
night.
were doing the
Yeah,
dishes,
I was
weren't you?
doing
Till what
the
time?
dishes.
When you go to bed?
7.
Oh,
7.
God
Wow.
damn. Meanwhile, I'm
She
here.
still got it.
I'm here fucking with dogs in bed. One had an accident. You know, at one point you just go, do I get up, dog peed, or do I just lay in it?
Oh, I thought you were like, is it me?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Did I pee?
Um,
My adult diaper's full.
Exactly. Oh my God, yeah, totally.
By the way, we're recording, so you can
No, I know.
you can get into
This
trigger
is
warning
what we
whenever you
do.
want.
This is
Yeah.
what we do here. Here at Trigger
We
Warning.
fix everything in post.
I'm so excited about my trigger today.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh reminded
Oh,
me.
right.
about it.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I talk about the most because it makes me fucking crazy, and I'm going to talk about it. Well, anyway, I want to talk to our guest. Who
Sure.
This guy is a fucking sweetheart, like one of the nicest people that I know in the business of show. Maulik Pancholy is an actor, author, and activist best known for his roles on fucking 30 Rock, Weeds, and the voice of Baljeet on Phineas and Ferb. I don't know. I'm sorry. I've never seen that.
I only know the first two. I'm going to be honest.
He has books.
But
He's
you
a
knocked
bunch of
those
stuff.
out of
I'm
the
not
park.
going to read that. I'm going to read it. I'm bad with the intros. I just love this guy. He's been in so many of my favorite shows. Weeds, 30 Rock, The Fucking Comeback.
Oh,
I watched it like 3 nights ago. I was watching The Comeback, as you do. Like, because you can never not see something.
yeah.
Her performance is so insane.
It's so good. She's like one of those people where you always think like, oh, Lisa Kudrow always plays Lisa Kudrow. Like she's always going to be Phoebe or whatever. But she does it so well in The Comeback because it's this kind of like, she has no idea of her surroundings.
She's just incredible. And she actually says in an interview that I heard that she basically, it's the only performance of hers that she can watch because it's actually a character that's very outside of her. Anyway, on all of that notwithstanding, let's bring him to the microphone. I love this guy. He's such a sweetheart. And I really think it's so sweet that he bothered to do this here on Fire Island. Ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen and gentlemen, I don't even know. Maulik Pancholy.
Hi.
That was a really long-winded
Canned
intro.
applause.
I was going to read his bio. I went into ChatGPT and I was like, tell me about...
Malik.
And then I
Oh,
started to read it. I'm
God.
like, I don't want to do this. He's got books. I actually read his book, The Best
Oh,
at
my
It,
God.
right?
Yes, that was my first book. Yes,
I went to that
yes.
opening.
You did the book launch.
Is
Yes,
that about
yeah,
the
yeah.
young Indian man coming out?
It's about a young Indian boy. Yeah,
Boy,
he's
yeah.
12 years old. Yeah, in the book, and it's like he's finding himself, and like finally comes out by the end. Spoiler alert, but yeah.
And it
But
was
he does
really
Yeah.
successful.
It is doing really well. It's been, what's kind of amazing. It won some awards, which is kind of crazy because it's my first book, and I was kind of like, is anyone going to take me seriously as an author? But they did. And the biggest thing for me is that it's now in a lot of school curriculums, which is kind of
Wow,
yeah,
really?
yeah. And I wrote
It's
it
on
'cause
the
it was
burn
like,
list.
Well, it is on the burn
Just
list
in
as
Florida.
well.
Yeah.
Yes, in like a few
Yeah.
places, sadly.
Hey, if you make Florida's burn list, you're doing something right as an author.
exactly right.
Well, if you make them pay attention, right?
Yeah,
It's
you're
like,
up there with To Kill a Mockingbird and the Rosa Parks story.
I just love it when friends of mine write books because I actually can read them, and because I read, and
That's where you've got me.
Well, it's actually an audiobook, but no, seriously, I actually love reading friends' books.
Do you do all the
because
voices?
Exactly. Whose audiobook is incredible is Patti LuPone's because of her
course
fucking enunciation is insane. It's like, and then I went to the store and made a sandwich.
We are now on episode
Fucking love
7
her.
of 7 that Daniel
She-
mentions Patty LaPone.
Wanted to bang him so bad.
Oh, she did. This little faggot from Ohio, like I could have died right there.
She's like, "Oh my God, you're so handsome." She said to him.
She called and she was like, she was staying over here when she performed with us, and she was like, "Can I get 2 beach chairs? I'm thinking about just going to the beach." And I was like, "Oh my God, absolutely!" So we ran over to Puff and Drag, the store we have behind the Ice Palace, and I was like, "I need to rent 2 beach chairs. Your nicest beach chairs for Patty LaPone." And I go in and I like rap on the window, and she's like in there having a meeting. I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna Patty LaPone." And she was like waving, like, "Come on, come on, come on." And I walk in and she goes, puts the phone down. She goes, "My God, you're gorgeous." And I was like,
And then
and
she
I'm
wrote
done.
me a
I'm done.
text afterwards saying, "By the way, your guys are so great and so handsome."
Aw.
And it was so sweet, actually. But, you know,
Still got it.
She never said that to me. I wrote the check.
And then she
that's my life story.
I love she handed her the check and she was like, "I thought this was going to be a wire."
I know, right? Totally. That's the name of my autobiography.
Wire.
Is I wrote the check.
And you know what? I never leave home without leaving at home? My Clona Willy.
I love Clona Willy. They've been a lifesaver. They've sponsored the underwear party now, I think probably 10 years. They always send me a box of them. I always love to give them out. Clona Willy is, you can literally make the exact replica of your cock.
When substitution and imitation won't do.
But seriously, contact Clona Willy. Go to clonawilly.com. Use the code trigger warning for, I don't know, some money off, I'm assuming.
Got 10 inches? We got 10% off. Trigger warning at Clona Willy.
Anyway, Malik, you had that really just incredible sweet spot. I said this earlier, and now that's why I didn't want to talk to you before, but we did. Because now you're going to hear it again. But you have that sweet spot of having been in 3 of the best shows ever.
Oh my God.
Weeds was good until like season 5 or 6. It started to get a little off the rails.
A little shark jumpy, as
Which is
they
when
say.
my character departed the show. So
Yeah, exactly.
not that I'm, not that I'm taking credit for that, but
You're like, I can't act this writing.
It got crazy. But you know, with the first 4 or 5 seasons, I mean, it's like so incredible. She's milfing about with that fucking iced coffee. And I'm just thinking to myself, my God, I would have had sex with her.
It's like a lighthearted Breaking Bad.
yeah.
That's the
Well,
only show you've never been in that is the best show ever.
Breaking Bad is amazing, but I don't know if Breaking Bad would have existed without a
It wouldn't have
Weeds,
ex- no,
what I
yeah.
mean? And I think, like,
Yeah,
just
it was
hearing you
the
guys
anti-hero.
talk about Lisa Kudrow, like, I feel like one of the things that's been so amazing about her career is that she's been at like the forefront of change, like the comeback. Like, I think the
Oh, yeah,
reason
totally.
there was only one season of the comeback, like 12 or 13 years ago, is because it was ahead of its
It's so smart.
time.
Yeah.
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 And then she
cringy.
made web therapy, which I also was on, not to like toot my own horn.
There you go.
But I was like, thank you for asking me back. But we
You
web
can't find
therapy
it anywhere. I want to watch
which was,
it.
Well, it was, it literally was webisodes, and then they moved it to Showtime. But it was the first of that kind too, where it was like no one was doing web television back
Right.
then, and Lisa Kudrow
Right,
did
yeah.
it. And
She's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
smart. Well, you know, she's also studied like biology or something. She's
Oh,
like
is
a
that right?
biologist. Yeah.
I did not know that.
I have this whole thing with like celebrity. It's very funny. Alan used to make fun of me because I was always like, you have a migraine, Lisa Kudrow says this. If you have sleep problems, Jane Fonda says this. I like pay attention. I want to do a book of like celebrities' medical advice.
Well, she worked
and
for her dad,
Her
right?
dad was a migraine doctor.
Yeah, like a
and
headache
basically-
clinic.
So at some point, I told Alan that, and then he was doing that show with Daniel Radcliffe in London, and I went to go see it, and then I left, and he called me and said, "Daniel's." I can't do the accent right now, but he said,
Yeah, 'cause you're Scottish accents.
Daniel's having a migraine."
Wow.
And he goes, what was it that Lisa Kudrow said? And I was
That
like,
you
get him an oxygen tank, and when it starts to hit, do the oxygen. And, they
And
did.
for our
They
listeners,
did.
you still can't do a Scottish accent.
No, it's okay.
And I was
Migraine.
Migraine, and I dated
So
a
Lisa
Scottish guy for
Kudrow,
a
I've
year.
got a migraine.
Lisa Kudrow. I literally dated a Scottish guy for a year and a half. Well, dated, whatever. We had sex, whatever.
He lived in your apartment for free and he let you fuck him.
Oh God,
sure
so
dating.
embarrassing. Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, enough about that. Weeds,
Weeds, yes.
incredible.
Thank you.
30 Rock. I mean, my single is dropping is the funniest line in television history as far as I'm concerned. My single is dropping. I literally talk about that like every 6 months. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, and it's also like it's so wild because we did 7 seasons of that show, and every now and then people come up to you and they quote a line, and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about because we know we did that in a week and we were done with it, and then for someone else it lives on as like this thing that it's like Tina Fey I think has made so many things that have become part of the zeitgeist. Like
she's also made
I
some
want to
real
go
bombs.
to there. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, you're right. I mean, Me Want Food, she wrote all that stuff. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Did you know all of them before doing 30 Rock? Because I hear like Tina Fey's got this real like girls and boys club, and she only works with her favorite people.
Yeah, that's the story.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know them at all. Actually, like I went in for an audition for that show, and it was so weird because my character had 0 lines in the pilot episode of that show, and I was actually an executive assistant down the street at the Estee Lauder companies. I was the assistant to Evelyn and Leonard Lauder.
Oh, wow.
Of the Estee Lauder companies. It was my first temp job in New York City. And they were like on 59th and 5th, and I had to go. I like literally just walked down in the exact clothes I was wearing to Rockefeller Plaza, and I had this audition. And then they were like, Tina wants to meet you. You got to come back. And I go to this audition and walk in, and Tina Fey is sitting in the room, and Tina Fey's a huge deal, and she was also huge. She was pregnant.
Even back then?
Yeah. Well, no, she was. I mean, just because like
She was
I
still
was an
SNL.
SNL fan, and,
Totally, yeah.
But literally, like the scene was that they had me do was my character was handing Post-it notes to Alec Baldwin's character to Jack Donaghy.
So great.
Right.
And in that pilot episode, the joke is like I hand him a Post-it note, he has a line. I hand him a Post-it note, he has a line.
Yeah.
I hand him a Post-it note, and the punchline.
I
is
love him, by the
5
way.
inches, but it's thick.
Yeah.
Like that's the joke, right? And so I was like, what do you do to make this funny? And so like I had like a stack of Post-its with me and like a pen in my ear, and like the Post-its were flying all over the office, and I'm like writing notes down on my hand and like really overacting.
Yeah.
Right.
And I
Which
remember,
worked on that show.
well, I didn't know, and I called my agents afterwards. I was like, "You guys, I think I blew it. Like, I don't know what happened. I was like over energized. I did like way too much in there." And then the whole thing went on hold forever because Tina had a baby.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And so like 6 months later, they were like, "Hey, do you want to come do this thing on this pilot?" And I was shooting another pilot in LA, and I was like, I don't know. There's no lines. Like I was like,
Wow.
And my agents were like, no, we're gonna make this work for you. It's Tina Fey, and and it changed my life.
Oh my
obviously,
God,
but
it's incredible. I mean, Jonathan is a big character on that show.
Yeah,
he has a story. He's in love with Jack. It's like very.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. Like I remember when
And a lot of it's your looks, like just the attitude of just so
thank you.
judgy.
I can't remember the song right now, but you sing to him at one point. Something. Ba-da-boop, ba-da-doo. Like you
I
sing.
will remember you.
Oh my God, I just love it. It's a show I can watch over and over again. Me and my friends reference it constantly. But anyway, enough about that. Weeds, incredible. 30 Rock, incredible. The Comeback, incredible.
Oh, thank
But
you, thank you.
you're not just those things. You've also written books. You have an Audible original. Is that
Original
correct?
series,
Yeah.
yeah.
On Audible,
yeah,
yeah.
which you know something about, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
You-
I had what was it called? Hot White Heist.
Yeah, Hot White Heist.
Yeah.
Was that a real? What was it called? Yeah,
I literally I couldn't remember because it felt like so long ago.
yeah.
It was
You know.
pre-COVID, wasn't it?
It was during COVID
During
because we
COVID.
had to send everyone the kits to
Oh,
record,
right.
and
yeah.
it was kind of a weird experience.
The lesbians that robbed the sperm bank, yeah.
Yeah. It's a great concept, but the writer, I can't remember his name now. He I thought convoluted it and made it
Great concept, terrible
all
execution.
All you need to do is lesbians rob a sperm bank, and it became like, and then they're
Don't put it in your Google search,
Yeah,
though.
totally no. Anyway, enough about that. I don't know what happened to it. Actually, we did one season. I think there was. Why are we talking about that?
The New York Times said, not right now.
Yeah, exactly. The only way you could call it a hit is if you drop the S. That's Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig, yeah.
Also genius. Anyway, Patel Hotel.
Patel Motel.
Motel, sorry,
Yeah,
Motel,
yeah. It's called Murder at the Patel Motel, and it is based on. This is a very real thing.
Yeah, you told me about this because
Yeah.
you said that a lot of
It's like all the motels in the
Indian
U.S.
people
are owned by like
Yeah.
a Patel.
are hotel
Yeah.
owners.
50, like this number changes from year to year, but it's like 50% of motels in America are owned by Indian Americans, and most of them have the last name Patel.
It's like
And-
Smith.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Well, it's like this one part of India, which happens to be where my family is from, Gujarat. That's where all the Patels are Gujaratis from the state of Gujarat. And for some reason in like the 70s and 80s, although an older Indian person just schooled me and said it was actually happening back in the 40s, but I think it was the 70s and 80s when it really like took off. Like these Patel families would get a mid-level motel, something like a Days Inn, maybe a little
A
like,
Red
lower
Roof
than that.
Inn.
A Red Roof Inn, yes, exactly. And then they would bring some of their family over, and some of the rooms would be reserved for the family to
that's
live
sweet.
in.
Yeah.
But the family would also, they put them to work.
Well, yeah,
like,
right,
you're gonna
still.
clean rooms,
Yeah.
whatever. And then someone else in the
Hello,
family
I'm
would
doing
go
that
off
in Mexico.
and buy.
So yeah, exactly. I'm bringing
Yeah,
this
I
fat
mean-
ass down, making him fucking finally work. Anyway, go ahead.
White knuckling those coattails.
Yeah, and so then someone else in the family would buy another motel, and eventually they now own like 50% of motels in America. And in fact, there's such a large lobbying group in the hotel industry that they're called, like jokingly, the Patel Motel Cartel.
That's cool. I like
I
that.
see what they did there.
I like
Yeah.
that.
And I was like, always was like, this would be such a fun setting for a show of some sort. And then the whole murder mystery kind of like, so for me, the show is about, I play the lead character. He's living his best gay life in New York City. He is engaged to a very hot spin instructor. Murray Bartlett plays a spin instructor. They go home for a family event. My character is the event planner for the Met Gala. He's like super gay. He goes home for a family event. He can't stand his dad. He has like troubled relationship with everybody in the family. In the middle of this party at the motel, the dad ends up dead in the motel swimming pool. And he's the only person who seems to care and wants to solve the crime. So it's really a story about like going home, and also like what happens if the one person you had unresolved stuff with, you don't get to resolve it, and like
Right,
what
yeah.
makes you stay, like why do you care if they're dead, and like all that kind of stuff. But it is also, it's a comedy. Like
Well,
it's
I
very
remember
funny.
you
and,
telling
like,
me about
yeah.
it early on, the idea, and it's so impressive when you get something like that made, as we all know.
yeah,
Like I've had umpteen like ideas that Alan and I had a production company, and we had so many things that were in the works that never happened. Partially because of COVID, but also too because they'd always say, "We have something in that area, in that realm.
Right.
We have something in that." Flavor. You
We're
know what I'm
already-
talking about, Josh? You do TV, right?
We're
They
already
say-
working on something in that genre.
I had this idea
Yeah.
that not to take from you, but I'm just going to say I had this idea of doing the downfall of like an American televangelist family
Oh my God.
with Alan and Kristen Chenoweth because they're good friends.
I
And
remember
was like-
this treatment.
like
It was really good.
It's such a good idea. And then I
Yeah.
went in. They go, "Oh, sorry, we already have something in that realm, which is the righteous
Gemstones.
Oh.
So it's so hard to get stuff made because
Yeah.
the minute you come in, and then I had this whole thing, I can't remember what it was called now, mainstream, about a porn director who tries to go mainstream. So his funding falls through. He has to use porn actors and porn sets, but
Yeah.
like with this like real.
But
real
doing like
film.
Schindler's List.
And they're like really bad actors. It was really funny. And then they're like, "Oh, we have something in that world." Which is
Are they
just
all?
like,
Are they like at the end of every scene? Are like, and do we have sex now?
no,
Like-
they literally are.
Ron Jeremy
in a
as Oscar Schindler.
in a locker room. Like they're in like all these shitty porn sets. It was a really funny treatment. It never
God.
got made.
Malik, I'm not going to get a job with the Lauders, but I'd love an audition for the Patel Motel.
Oh my God! Yeah, I'm coming.
Gonna be a hit.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
God,
yeah.
don't
gonna
use
be a
this
hit.
to get a job. Jesus. You're riding my coattails.
We're
enough.
all from Ohio. Can't we do the
Oh,
nepotism
that's right.
thing?
You're from
Ohio,
Dayton.
that's
You're from
right.
Dayton.
Yeah,
Dayton,
I was
Ohio.
Are you as well?
Yeah, he puts
Yeah.
the pain in Painesville. I'm from inner city Cleveland.
Oh wow!
From Ashtabula,
wow.
aren't you?
Ashtabula is where the
That
family
fucking
farm is.
Ass in Ashtabula.
And I put the ass in Ashtabula.
I don't want to dog on the Midwest or Ohio, but I do feel like you always meet people from Ohio outside of Ohio because everybody leaves.
Yeah,
Ohio.
I always tell people it's a great place to be from.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very bucolic. I like it, but it's like so Republican now. It's sad.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Trump country.
Yeah, they'll like walk you into the ovens. Yeah,
I went
totally.
home when I had to vote on this last election. I did it in Ohio because I had yet to reclaim my New York residency because I just moved back from Germany, and the general vibe in Ohio, you were like, oh, I'm not welcome here.
Yeah, it's gotten
Wow.
really
And this
right,
is in
yeah.
Cleveland.
This is in Cleveland.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
like a big city.
It blue
Yeah. Yeah.
and blue.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
But I mean, the
did,
minute you step outside of Cleveland, it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's the same thing as like Berlin. The minute you step outside of Berlin, you're in Germany,
Totally.
and it
Yeah,
is
that's
not
true.
Berlin. The minute you get outside of Cleveland, you're in Trump country.
But I still want to go
like,
back. I really want to go back to Cleveland at some point. I just want to see it. Because, I kind of came out
it
of the
hasn't
closet
changed
there.
since 1930. So
No, but I came out of the closet there, and I kind of want to just see the streets. And I don't know, my moment. I want my,
Your moment in-
this
Yeah,
used to be
yeah,
my
yeah.
playground Madonna moment.
you want a Betty White hot in Cleveland?
Exactly. I'm not hot in
Dude,
Cleveland.
I went back to Dayton. I mean, I still have family there, so I go back a little bit. But I went back
And it's
as a
like party
newly
capital,
out
Dayton.
person.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine was like, we're going to go to a gay bar in Dayton. And it was like, I was like so on the cusp of just coming out. And it was the first time I tipped a go-go boy.
Oh, yeah?
At
In
a gay
Dayton.
bar in Dayton, which felt very full circle to like have been born there and be like, oh my God, I can't even exist in this place. And then, but I had that classic, like the go-go boy, like, like came down and was like, hey, how's it going? You have such nice eyes. And then literally like the next day I was like, we're going to date, right? Like,
Oh my God. Oh my God. I love it.
I'm in love with the go-go boy who said, tell me more about my
I was like,
eyes.
this dollar's going to go a long way.
Little sweaty George Washington really gets it going.
I had the really good gay experience in Cleveland because you guys are younger than me, but I am 59 as of last Friday, and I own it.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And I had that whole, like, the clubs were playing The Cure, Bananarama, the Smiths. Like, it was a real moment.
Until the gramophone started to skip.
Yeah, the Victrola. Yeah. We were doing the Michigan rag. Everybody do the Michigan rag. No, it was like this really cool, like, slice of time where the music was great. And I never when I hear that music, I always think back at that time. I remember going to the Ritz and dancing, and you always dance like this. You're not going to see it, people, but you dance.
Nor do they want to.
Nor they want to. Anyway, back to Malik and Patel.
I was in Cleveland. Speaking of motel, I was in Cleveland just maybe like last year for a Cleveland Public Library event with my books, and I stayed at that. Like, do you guys know that arcade?
The old arcade.
It's like now a hotel
on Superior. And it runs Superior to Euclid, I
Isn't
think.
it
It's
called
like
an arcade? Isn't it called
the old
something?
arcade. It's called the old arcade.
and it's like from like the
There's a Marriott that's like
1800s or
built
something
into
like
it.
that?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty old.
That beautiful glass vaulted ceiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's weird because a lot of it,
Because there's like an old coin shop, a barber,
yeah,
and like
And a
a
lot of
mom and pop coffee shop,
empty-
and then empty
Yeah.
storefronts.
Yeah, Cleveland's like such a depressing place.
I had a room. I remember like the check-in desk was at the. No, you guys can't see this on this either, but like at the front of this massive arcade, and they were like, "Your room is all the way down there.
Yeah.
You take that little elevator.
You
at
just
the
hear
way
yourself
back."
walking on the marble
Yeah.
alone.
And I was like, "I'm gonna die here."
Like, do I hear a second set of footsteps? Fuck.
At least it's pretty safe.
Yeah.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
When I lived there, it was safe.
I mean, not from type 2 diabetes, but like
no,
crime.
I mean,
yeah.
I remember driving.
I mean, everything's like breaded and gravied and
yeah,
dipped
no,
and
you're right.
sugared.
It's pretty fucking fattening. Yeah, that's true. But now you got Ozempic. Everyone's good.
There's a great jazzy market in Cleveland.
Really?
Rascals and Jazzies.
I'm gonna
yeah.
go back. I have friends that live there. I'll go back. My
Yeah.
first boyfriend lives there. He might have died.
It's so crazy when I go back because
a lot of people die.
A lot of people die in Cleveland.
When you're
But it's
59,
safe. It's
you
totally
start to realize they're all dying.
really whittling them down.
All right. Anyway, Malik, is the Patel Motel out?
Yes,
you can already.
yes, yeah. We
It's
came
doing
out
really
on,
well. You said, right?
I think it's doing great. Yeah, we launched on June 5th, and it's racking up like reviews and like all these like great. Not to like again toot my own horn, but like thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews. People seem to be really loving it.
I think you got a future in this biz, kid.
Yeah, thanks. It's fun. It's really funny, and the cast is amazing. We got like so Murray Bartlett's in it, Margot Martindale.
Yeah, love her.
Love
Anna
Margo.
Camp, Adam Pally.
Yeah, wow.
And then the Indian family, which is like the crux of the show, is Purna Jagannathan from Never Have I Ever. Oh, weirdly plays my mom, even though we're like the same age. Welcome to Hollywood.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally.
And Karan Soni, who is in that very sweet movie with Jonathan Groff right now, and a nice Indian boy
Your
plays
friend
my
Jonathan. Yeah.
my cousin. Yeah, are you guys friends? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. John and I go
like
way
this,
back.
also like such a sweet
Yeah, he's
sweet
a good
guy.
boy,
Wonderful
yeah.
human being.
Not in our show, but equally as sweet as Karan. So it's very funny. I'm really proud of it. I co-wrote it with an amazing writer named Zachary Grady, and another writer called Achilles Stamatolaki. And Zachary wrote another audio series called Gay Pride and Prejudice that I was a voice on, and that's how we met. And which is also great. So just plug that too. But it's like Rosie O'Donnell and Jesse Tyler Ferguson.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
so cool,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it's really the audio world is like. I do a lot of voiceovers. Baljeet on Phineas and Ferb.
You
I
have a
can't
great
believe
voice.
you guys don't know about.
I don't know it at all.
we're
You have a
now.
great
I've been
voice,
doing
by
it
the way.
since 2006,
So
and
you're
we are
making bank.
now.
That's why you have 5 houses.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
cartoons. I knew
He's
it.
like, I got
We're
a house
like-
here, I got a house there, blah, blah, blah,
We just launched season 5. We're recording season 6, but literally it's been like a 20-year span of doing this cartoon because
Yeah.
we did like movies in between.
And that pays money. John Roberts is a friend of mine, and
Yeah, oh,
that
yeah.
guy made fucking money from Bob's Burgers.
Oh my
I
God,
mean,
yeah.
he's making like fuck you money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it's a Disney cartoon is they air it like every episode like 6 times a day.
Right, yeah,
so the
yeah,
residuals
totally.
are really, really, really nice.
So
which
do
is
you
great, yeah.
find like in your career, did you find that like being an Indian American was obviously you're doing great, right? But like you're making bank, right? I'm just kidding. I love counting other people's
I feel
money.
I'm just like letting the mythology like spread.
You're
Yeah, he's the
loaded.
richest guy on the planet.
His net worth is
Yeah.
alarming.
Jeff Bezos, move over.
How was your
You're like the Indian
experience?
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, exactly. God,
How was your
that sounds
experience
terrifying.
with that? Like, did you feel like you were othered, or what did you feel? I mean, how did you feel about it?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I think part of the journey to getting this place where I write books and write my this audio series where I got to play the lead character is about redefining what that narrative can be for me, but also for just like brown actors in general.
Right,
Yeah, like in the beginning, I went to undergrad at Northwestern, and we were, the program was largely white at the time, and we were studying, mostly white playwrights, even if it was like Shakespeare and Brecht, it was
Right,
like white playwrights, and you get to play every part. And so I had this idea that like I'd just come out and I'd get to play like every part. And then I went out to LA, and I remember my first TV job ever was playing the foreign exchange student on a Saturday morning like NBC show called USA High. I played Ahmed, and it was like at a boarding school, and there was like the hot white guy. I was the new roommate, and he walks in the room and he's like, "Oh fuck, not fuck on a Saturday," but he was like, "Oh fuck, you're my roommate," and I'm standing there in a turban. I'm cooking camel nuggets.
Oh Jesus!
Which I don't even
Did
know
they
if that's
make
a
you put
real
on like a
thing.
shitty accent?
I had like an overblown accent, and the
So it aged well.
Yeah, it aged well. But every joke was like
Camel
it was like,
nuggets.
here I am dancing to my weird Indian music, and
Here's my
the-
curry mustard for my camel nuggets.
Yeah, and then the jokes got like so like it was. I show him a picture of my girlfriend. I'm like, look, she's really hot, and he's like, yeah, of course she is. She's in a burqa. Like it was like every joke. Yeah.
That's tough.
And so that was and
Post 9/11 comedy.
Christopher Guest's
Another
brother,
genius.
whose name I should know, was somebody Nicholas Guest was played a part on that show, and it was a multi-camera sitcom. So we're like in front of a live audience, and I'm standing behind the door waiting to run into the room to do something else offensive, and he was like, "Wow, man, you're selling out your whole culture," and I was like, "Yeah, I am."
Nick Guest
yeah,
said this.
yeah, I mean, I think he was trying to be empathetic. Like, I'm sorry you're having to do this.
Yeah, but
like,
you were born here, so do you feel very like Indian? Do you feel?
Yeah, but it
Oh,
was
selling out Indians. I thought you meant Ohioans.
No,
God, I'm
Yeah,
so
right.
far off base.
He's like, you're selling out Go-Go Boys in Ohio. You're selling out your first boyfriend.
Yeah, I was gonna say your future ex.
Yeah, no, I do, and but I also spent like a long time pushing that away. Like I actually think when I got out of undergrad, I was kind of like, I'm white, like I think I'd spent so much time being like, I'm not Indian, and denying that part of myself because I thought it was going to be a liability as an actor, but it's also just like kind of a liability in life. You know what I mean? When you're living in like largely white places like Ohio and Tampa, Florida was like where I did junior high and high school.
Right.
But then also like I was so closeted. So like the idea of like I was like, how many dings can you have against you? It's trying like it's like
You're like, I will sell out my whole culture. Just don't let them know I'm a fag.
Yeah. But that, and so now I'm at this place where like I'm writing about that stuff and like putting a 12-year-old character into a book who actually has the courage to, by the end of the book to say like, I'm gay, because that was language I didn't have when I was 12, certainly.
It's very empowering.
Yeah. And then Murder at the Patel Motel, it's a gay lead character, and it's a very gay show. Like there's Conrad Ricamora plays a voice on it.
Oh, I love him. Yeah.
Oh my God. And also like talk about that voice.
I know, right?
He plays an old fling of mine from high school. And it's like literally like recording with him. We're just like, literally the first scene is like, my character's name is Melon. He's like, Melon. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to do anything. That's sexy enough. Thank you.
I know, right? Totally.
Did you have high school flings?
No.
You were so closeted. You were even afraid of sex.
Closet, even in college. It's funny. We were talking about with like my housemates out on Fire Island. Like, do you have regrets from like the past? And I was like, I do wish I'd come out in college because like hooking up.
Oh yeah, it was good. It was good.
Like all those years. Yeah.
I've never looked like 22, even when I was 22.
No,
but I
you
get
always
it.
looked old. Yeah. Far from good and good from far. What like now you're entering like a different age.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you see like do you think about like where you're gonna go from here? Do you want to just like continue the acting? Do you want to like Like what's next?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to continue acting, and it's been like a busy year. I have a film that just came out on the streamers. It's kind of like wherever you want to rent movies, called Nuked, that I did with Anna Camp and Justin Bartha. It just came out, and I just did a part in this Jesse Eisenberg's next movie, post A Real Pain, called it's called No One Cares. I feel like he has the best titles, with Julianne Moore and Paul Giamatti, that I think will come out next year. And we're doing seasons 5 and 6 of Phineas and Ferb. And but I feel like I'm in this creator mode where, like, you know, I hope Murder at the Patel Motel, we're poised for season 2. We'll see what happens, but it would be amazing if we got to do that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, maybe develop it into a TV,
Totally.
into something for TV.
Audible's good like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and both of my books have been in various states of options for TV, and so I'm kind of in this mode where I would love to, like, get into that, just
Smart.
Yeah,
Smart,
yeah. And it feels like it's happening. It feels like that's kind of where the world is, like, meeting me in a way. It's like, hey, like, and this is so interesting in terms of that question you just asked, of, like, for so long feeling like, I think if you talk to a lot of, like, gay actors or, like, actors of color, they'll tell you that there was this feeling early on in our careers of, like, scraping the bottom of the barrel. And so we were a community, but it was also like, hey, there's so few things out there that when one thing would come up, it'd be like, who's gonna get it, you know? And you want to be supportive of everyone, but it's also like, if we don't get it, then you know. And now I think that's shifted a lot. And if anything, it's like, I think it's incumbent upon us to keep telling these stories. And so I want to tell gay stories. I want to tell brown stories. I want to, like, keep putting that out there. And I think it's, you know, particularly important in this current moment we're in, where my books have been banned. I've been banned from, like, visiting schools with my books. And
I remember the whole conflamet that happened.
Yeah.
And we're also in, like, this beautiful time now for, like, queer nepotism now. Like, people don't have to hide their queerness to keep their career anymore. And now, in fact, when there's a queer role, a queer actor gets to take it. And you get to hire other queer actors to be like, come on, they've had their time in the sun.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely getting better. I remember with that, by the way, you handled that really well. Do you want to tell our listeners what it was? Basically, you were supposed to read your book at a school, and the school canceled it, and you called them out, but you did it in a really good way.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Yeah, it was, I mean, part of being an author for middle schoolers is that you go visit schools with your books, and, like, if the book is in the curriculum, you go talk to, like, assemblies, and so I was supposed to go to a school in Cumberland. It was called Cumberland Valley School, I think, in the Mountain View. No, it was Mountain View Middle School in the Cumberland Valley district of Pennsylvania, outside Harrisburg, and weirdly, it was my sister-in-law's kids' school. So I had, like, a kind of a personal connection to it, but it had been set up, you know, months in advance. They were going to do 3 assemblies of, like, 600 kids each. The school board had a meeting, and someone brought this up at the school board, and it's a 9-person school board, but 8 people were present that day. They voted 8-0 to cancel my visit. And a mom happened to be watching the meeting on Zoom, I think, or something like that, and she could see it was going south, and she recorded it. And it caught these school board members literally saying, like, he's a homosexual. We don't want his lifestyle in our schools. And there was, and I feel like this might be a direct quote just because I remember hearing it and being so shocked. But one of the persons, who I believe was a Moms for Liberty person, said he talks about his own experience and empathy and anti-bullying and inclusion, and that's where it's a problem.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that video ended up going kind of viral. And at first it was like local press picked it up. And then Senator Fetterman tweeted against the school board. And so, like, national and international news outlets picked it up. And it became this very big thing. And at the time, it was kind of like all these people were reaching out, like the New York Times and People Magazine. And they were like, can we do an interview with you? And it became this thing of, like, how do you control the narrative? And, like, what do I actually, like, what am I trying to accomplish here? You know? And for me, it's like, my books, and this is what we've been talking about, like, for me, the reason I write these books is for, like, a kid to be able to see themselves in a story when they might not have ever been able to see themselves in a story before. And for another kid who might not understand that experience to be like, oh, I understand your experience now. And in the end, I think my books are universal too. You know, it's about kids finding themselves, whether you're gay or straight, or, you know, I visited a school on book tour with my book where I was like, hey, this book's about a brown gay kid who feels different all the time. Have any of you felt different? And I remember this kid stood up in a middle school and took off his baseball cap, just like a white kid. And he was like, I have alopecia and kids make fun of me for having no hair. And I was like, that's the power of book. Like, that's the empathy
yeah.
that this person was so afraid of. So I, just to answer your question about handling the press, I was like, listen, I want to focus on why I go to these schools, and not
it
about
was such a
like,
kind. One of the things I have to say about you is you emanate. Emanate, is that the word? Yeah, kindness.
Oh, thank
Everything
you.
you seem to do is like kind.
Oh.
And I like that very much. I'm not that way, but I like it. And I think it's incredible, actually. You kind of.
One of the biggest hearts I know. He's such an asshole.
I know.
I say that with like 5 chihuahuas running around.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't mind my adopted
there's several
canines here. I'm
foster
such a
dogs.
prick.
Yeah, totally. They're all sleeping over there. That's so sweet. No, there's a kindness that emanates from you, and the way you dealt with that was kind. And I think I might have gone in like a bull in a china shop, and I remember watching it from afar and thinking that was a class act.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the choice was really just to talk about like the kids and like how like tragic this is that these kids won't get to like interact with this book. And what's weird is it felt like more genuine than maybe sort of taking like I think there are people who do need to take that political stance, especially in those moments. And certainly like organizations like, Every Library and like all these organizations came out and like did their job. But for me as the author, who in the middle of it, I was like, listen, I'm just trying to like talk to kids about belonging and like letting themselves see themselves in a book. And it felt really easy to do that because it was the truth. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I didn't have to like throw myself into the fray. In the end, I will say big kudos to this community. And also I feel like this is so important for where we are now that people should know that there is hope. They forced that school board to reconvene, and 1,000 people showed up at the next school board meeting and spoke for 6 hours in defense of me, and I got to go to that school.
Oh, it's
So
amazing.
yeah. It was, and so there's hope in that. too.
Silver linings.
It's cool. Yeah.
Good for you, Malik.
Yeah,
You handled
thanks.
that really well. So the show is called Trigger Warning, and what we do is we kind of talk about things that trigger us.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we were going to do who wore it out best.
We did this thing with this guy we both slept with, and instead of who wore it best, I called it who wore it out best.
Oh my god.
Yeah, really trashy.
Wow.
You're going to regret doing this podcast, I promise you. I'll go with my trigger warning, all right?
All right, sure.
I really cannot stand it. And I get really triggered when I'm watching a show and the drag queens yell, make some noise, give it up for blended drinks. It's like you don't have to ask us to applaud for you. Don't do that thing with your hands, which is like, give me more, give me more. They're literally doing songs from famous people that would never go on stage and go, come on, give me more, give me more. Literally, it's time to stop it. The other thing that drives me crazy is when a performer goes on stage and the host goes, everyone applauds for them, and then the host goes, give it up again for, no, I already applauded for them. They weren't that good.
Like they wait for the applause to die down, and then
I'm
they're like,
just so
"John
over
Doe," when they
being-
get them to applaud again.
Like, I'm so tired of being in an audience and being cattle prodded into like
Applauding.
shouting. How you all doing?
If you can't tip me $1,
Don't
applause is free.
ever ask me how I'm fucking doing when you're on a microphone. Who's gonna go? I wanted to actually go in a show.
Well, you
beforehand.
know, I've
no,
been
I want
sick for a
everyone
week.
just to go bad. Like when they ask that, tell everyone before.
I've been
just
better.
bad. Yeah,
How are y'all
because-
doing tonight? I've been better.
Yeah, just like that. Because it's got to stop it. So I used to do this thing here at the Ice Palace where if a drag queen said make some noise, I used to have an air horn. You know, this.
Now just known as our voices.
Yeah, exactly. And I would hit the air horn when they did it. I said, you wanted fucking noise, because they would jump. Anyway,
But it's also like you should be
really
giving me a performance that makes me make some noise.
It's it's like Melania said, be best.
Oh,
Be best.
Oh wow.
Be best.
Yeah.
Be better. Like, stop asking us for applause. Just do a good show.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say. That triggers me now when I'm singing. No, I want to walk out.
Well,
Anyway, that was my trigger.
my
What about you,
trigger.
Adam?
My trigger this week is
Malik, you're up next. so
Oh, I
think
am.
about
Oh, I
something.
thought I thought I was going to respond to this. I just
No,
get to
no,
respond to
you
this.
You can.
Oh,
you
shit.
can.
Okay.
You can. Do you have anything to respond to, Daniel?
Well, I was just
we'll
gonna say,
hold.
like, when you're like on a TV series, you often get asked to like MC events, and they're like, "Hey, will you come like MC our event?" And whenever they give you a script, it's always that. Like, the reason people are doing that is because the script is like,
Horrible.
"Let's give them another round of applause," and it's like you're like,
How
and
y'all
it's-
doing tonight?
But then I will just say that, like, when you don't have that to say, and you just come out like after the applause, and then you're like, "And our next guest is," and then that's weird too. So it's like, what is the What is the thing?
Be better.
Be better. Yeah, you got to be
Be
better.
better.
I
You
can't.
know, figure it
I just
out.
can't. I
That's-
can't believe I just given about that. Yeah. You got to figure it out. You got to
figure it out.
rewrite the script. You gotta
I've
rewrite the
seen
script.
so many shows where they don't come out and say, make some noise, give it up for the blended drinks. I've seen shows like that. So those hosts know what they're doing.
Yeah. My trigger warning is anybody
upset.
lately.
So
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just that everyone's been randy this summer or what it is, but like I'm so over people yucking other people's yum. Like, just if you got something you're into, go for it. Be like, oh my God, you hear she blah, 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 or they do that. Girl, move on. Just let people live their fucking
Give me
life.
an example, please.
Yeah.
Fisting bottoms. And then people being like,
Well-
oh my God, she puts a hand up her ass. Or like, she'll just walk around like a glove. Girl, if you want a hand up your ass, take a hand up your ass. Don't yuck anyone's
gay
yum.
sex shaming. They'll do
Yeah,
this
yeah.
thing where they go, "Oh, I would never go to that restaurant. It used to be a sex club." Meanwhile, they'll be sucking dick. Like
In your
they don't
kitchen.
Think twice about it.
Which is practically a
understand
restaurant and a sex club.
Exactly. My kitchen is not. All right, Malik.
Oh my God, trigger warning. I did not come prepared for this.
Sorry.
I thought that you guys would like throw out something that was
Don't
triggering.
worry
I'd be
about
like,
it. If you
I'm
don't
so
have a
triggered.
trigger,
I'm so triggered.
what gets you
Let
We
me-
should
let
just
me
go down
think about
10
trigger warning.
options and be like, triggered or not.
You know what I will say, because you brought this up like a few minutes ago, and I actually kind of saw Daniel maybe have like an opposite reaction. I'm a little triggered about the fact that yes, there is this community where gay people are like, I'm making a gay movie, I'm going to hire gay actors, but I also feel like there's a move away from that. Like there's a thing that like we've had that moment, and like and we all kind of applaud straight actors playing gay parts, and I don't think we're done yet. Like I think I'm like, let's support like more gay actors, and like this is maybe going to be really triggering, but like Luca Guadagnino, who's made like the most amazing gay movies, but always Call Me by Your Name.
Oh, okay.
Like, but and I think we
Is
all.
that good? Was it good? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Or and most recently, which was not as good. Oh my God, I'm never gonna get a job again.
That's right, we're gonna fix it in post.
Queer.
Oh yeah,
with
what's his name?
Daniel
Yeah,
Craig,
yeah.
who I don't know. Maybe
But that was
we're
like
not
a
sure.
fever dream, wasn't it? I'm not sure how queer that movie was, other than like he was obsessed with this guy. It was really about being like a heroin addict.
But I also feel like as a community, we have to be careful about saying like, but they were so well, and they are so good. And I ultimately, like, it would be amazing if we get to a place where every actor could play every part. But I don't think we're done with giving like queer and like trans people the opportunity.
No, but I feel like we're actually pulling away from it, like you said, because all
think
these
so,
companies
too.
are pulling away from DEI, and people feel like now they don't have to.
Yeah.
And I've got no problem watching Jake Gyllenhaal take it in the can. I will watch Brokeback Mountain over
I've decided
and
I'm
over.
going to have sex with straight guys now.
Absolutely.
I'm going to give them the opportunity.
I think Jake
$20
Gyllenhaal's
is
been,
$20.
Jake Gyllenhaal's been wearing a fist like a glove, right?
You know what? And I'm not there to yuck that
so
yum.
not my type. I don't get him at all.
Oh, I would eat it alive.
Really?
Absolutely. With the heart still beating.
I am so not into him.
Oh.
I don't get it. But anyway,
I ran into him in LA when I first moved there at Intelligentsia Coffee, and I was just like,
in Echo Park.
Yeah.
Is it the G hard?
yeah, I was like jaw off floor. I just couldn't. Yeah, Intelligentsia.
I never knew that. I never knew that.
He's too much of a guy for me. I don't know. I like a little bit,
Like I'm a
bit-
little sissy.
a little less Donnie, a little more Marie. No, I'm kidding. I always say
Put
that
you
about
in
my
the
go-go
streets,
dancers.
femme in the sheets.
I say that to my go-go dancers. I always say to them, "Come on, give me a little more Donnie, a little less Marie." It's not, they hate it because they think I'm being like anti,
Make
you know,
some
fanboys.
noise.
I'm not. I'm just being stupid, you know. Oh my God, I made this stupid joke. Jason was there. Jason's here, Barker, who works with us.
He's coming to our lovely studio.
Yeah, we
What?
we were talking to a bunch of people about next week, and I said next week is Trans Week, so on paper we're all transitioning,
Absolutely.
right, next week.
Yeah.
And it literally like 5 like Williamsburg boys that work for me. Like a lead balloon. I was just being stupid. I make trans jokes with Ty, who works with us.
Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, Malik, you probably do a ton of podcasts, but how many podcasts send you away with like gifts, parting gifts?
I don't know that I've ever gone to party.
We
gifts.
start
right,
with that
so-
one last. That's last. That's the best one. Come on.
First, I'm going to give you Red Eye NY socks,
I'm gonna wear
which
these
is our
tonight.
yeah.
Thank you.
John Waters signed Liar Mouth.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, and then the piece de resistance.
Maybe you can learn how a
Oh
real
my
book's
God.
written.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I'll take notes.
It's probably maybe a little big for you, so we have smaller. You can exchange it at the gift shop. It's my shirt that I made, which says, "Being an ally isn't enough. Transition."
Oh my gosh. It's a
My
command.
trans
It's a
friends
command.
love it.
A call to action. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly. So we're all transitioning now,
Just for the week.
Beautiful.
just for the week.
Just for
It's
the week.
Trans Week next week here on the island.
I'm gonna wear
so
this whole thing tonight.
I'm gonna
just this.
I'll
This
give you a
shirt, the
better
socks,
size if
and
you
that's it.
want. That was some. I for some reason I either have giant ones or tiny ones.
I'm not touching that one.
I know.
Nope.
I know. Anyway, you've completely eviscerated an hour listening to this Michigas. Go and listen to the audible.com Patel Motel. Malik is a great writer, a kind, gentle, sweet soul, and I guarantee you'll enjoy it.
Just a joy to be around.
Oh,
This
You're a
was
good guy.
wonderful.
Guys, you guys did so
Yeah.
much fun. Thank
Yeah,
you,
and
thank you,
we'll
thank
see
you.
Well, you've been listening to Trigger Warning. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Exactly.
I'm Adam Meat Hammer Clash.
And I'm Daniel Nardicchio. Thanks for listening.
See you next week. Trigger Warning, hosted by Daniel Nardicchio and Adam Meat Hammer Clash, is a Pride House Media production and produced by Josh Rosenzweig. Please note, the views reflected in this podcast do not represent the views of Red Eye, the Ice Palace, or any of its subsidiaries. And any reference to scat, shrimping, upper deckers, skanks, masturbating, rump riding, wolf bagging, Cleveland steamers, jigglypuffing, rusty trombones, Cosby sweaters, Mexican pancakes, and Alabama hot pockets are the views of Mr. Nardicchio and Mr. Clash and his listeners, not the establishment. If you are offended, please seek immediate psychiatric attention.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And while you're there, leave us a rating and review. It really helps others discover the show. And if you didn't enjoy this episode, don't tell anyone.
Stay connected and join the conversation by following us on Trigger Warning Podcast.
And you can send us your questions or hate mail to triggered@triggerwarning.com.